Afoda kwa igom mama day. Mama day, yeah. Ukangajit mama day, mama day, yeah. Abasi sosoma de bo. Hey, boy, come de. Abasi sosoma de bo. Hey, boy, come de. Ntoe kajit bati, sikidi, hey. Naibono toke kima.
Biafra Restoration Project is on course. It remains sacrosanct. It is irreversible.
Sigedi, abagi kora wan pandiyo. Istin obodo sigedi, yenge sirekera baga mani. Esienu dem patigada, etmeko let's come together. Etinan ye ibo no sigedi. Ibesiko wege, ibioni bum sigedi. Ika yikono letsena, ikora basi sigedi. Ikore kwene badiyo, yetu ibono sigedi. Mbo badi, mbare ninkaba sigedi. Nsiratai let's club as one. Nsiribom yakada sigedi. Nsirubim badiyo, obora sigedi. Okobo wonderful people. Ona sigedi. Oran yagi fana badi. Oruona mbika sigedi. Unonguko badi. Okana soni bono sigedi. Oran badiyo. Oru from Oruku sigedi. Uyo let's come together. Afura kwa hizo mifansiyo sigedi. Sigedi yo. Naibobon tebe ifiakima. Naibobon tebe ifiakera fono. Sigedi yo. Naibobon tebe ifiakima. Ibom adusat ibom ilaiko kifonna hey. Sio uba umamno yene kafum banponge. Sigedi yo. Naibobon tebe ifiakima. Naibobon tebe ifiakera fono. Sigedi yo. Naibobon tebe ifiakima. Uyo ikwoke kima. Iya itamidem, ida ikwarambo, ida kulegida, raino basikiro kangaji, gobmi.
Biafra Restoration Project is on course. It remains sacrosanct. It is irreversible. And no amount of force can dampen nor quench the ingenuity and the resilience of the indomitable Biafran spirit.
Mama Deo, yeah. Ukangajit Mama Deo. Mama Deo, yeah. Abasi sosoma de bo. Hey, boy come de. Abasi sosoma de bo. Hey, boy come de. Ntoe kajit bati, sikidi, hey. Naibono toke kima lebio. Hey, badi, sikidi. zikedi, zikedi.
Abagi kora one patio. It's to no bodos.
Zikedi, zikedi.
Yenges the kera baga. It's here no dem pat
Zikedi, zikedi.
It make go let's come together. It in and ye even no
Zikedi, zikedi.
Ibesi go way Ibioni bum
Zikedi, zikedi.
Ika yikono natsena Ikora basi
Zikedi, zikedi.
Ikore kwene patio Ye tu ibono
Zikedi,
Mbo pati Mbare ni mkaba
zikedi, zikedi.
Nsirata let's give us one Nsiri bum yakada
Zikedi, zikedi.
Nsirubium patio Obora kara paimo
Zikedi, zikedi.
Okobo wonderful people Onan sakadiyo
Zikedi,
Oran yagi sakadi Oruonam ika uke
zikedi.
Udunguko Degre Okana soni bono keba
Zikedi,
Oran tokiyo Oru ofongo ruku
zikedi.
Uyo let's come together Afura kwa hizo mifansiyo
Zikedi. Zikedi, yo. Naibobon tebe gifyakima.
Naibobon tebe gifyakera fono
Zikedi, yo. Naibobon tebe gifyakima. Ipong adusat, ipong ilaiko. Kifonna Sio ubang umamno yene ka fumbang ponge. Zikedi, yo. Naibobon tebe gifyakima.
Naibobon tebe gifyakera fono
Zikedi, yo. Naibobon tebe gifyakima. Uyo ikwoke kima. Iya ijamirem, ira ikwagambo. Ira ilegulegira, raino basikiro. Sikiro bangaji uyo iponke kede ikombiyo bamfene miera no ibumme fanere mbodem etonto nemi songe diaro idem domno bakeri sewona ikami sikiri na ibono ngima oke kisin kune kwa ibokere komnangannem kirem annemo Anneme woro Nanganem kirem adoki mabasi.
Komnanganemo
Nanganem kirem.
Annemo
Nanganem kirem.
And of course, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscientious people, wherever you are all over the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This, as always, is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is generally referred to as a child of circumstance. It is being anchored by Diokpa Uche Okafor Mefo. Diokpa Uche Okafor Mefo is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and of course, Anambra State is Biafra land. Mazi Uche Afosus Okafor Mefo is the man who has assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. These are just simple words, backed by honor, dignity, integrity, and of course, with a view of the overall glory of the people of Biafra. He simply say, I will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And actually, I do not expect everyone to understand the mindset behind those words. But one day you shall. And of course, this moment I beckon on the next generation of Biafra who are observing us. It's a complicated issue. You are not getting it yet, but don't worry. With time, you will be able to pick the pieces together and solve the puzzle. We have confidence of that. As far as our blood flows in your vein, as far as your water in your body, your veins, your marrow, your sinew, everything that is total of your biological makeup is engloved, embodiment of the Biafran DNA. I say you people will be able to fix the puzzle. It's just a matter of time. Acknowledge you based on your capacity to reason and understand at this stage that you are. Just keep your finger crossed and watch. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate, to acknowledge every member of Biafra Nation Alliance. Biafra Nation Alliance are the people who, against all odds, stood to defend Biafra Nation in its last outpost. You have Mazio Bidio. When man goes inside the chamber to discuss utmost important issues of utmost importance to the people of Biafra, not everybody will be there. This could be referred to as city gate in the ancient time, a place where decisions are made. People like Mazio Bidio, they stood their ground. People like Dr. Kado, they stood their ground. Am I not going to say about Mazi Mefo? They stood their ground. You have numerous other people even before them. They stood their ground. And say, for the interest of the next generation, we cannot betray our people. They were rewarded for it. They were given a name that will later be honored in Biafra land. Saboteurs. We did our best and we continue to do our best. If anybody think we are backing down, you lie. And then in the midst of it, genuine men and women across the globe saw this truth. They perceived this truth. They came out in their numbers. And you have people like Onyeka. You have people like Chinonso. You have people like Chimezie. You have people like Udowele. You have people like Odo Egene. You have Agunwanyi. You have Ada Biafra. You have Bruno. You have Chokode. You have Peter Isiago. You have Ebo. You have so numerous to mention. From across the globe, Mazi, Okum. All of you on the Biafra nation, you stood your ground. Biafra, thank you. And I thank you. And of course, I cannot forget to remember members of the Biafran de facto customary government. For the first time, for a very long time, I cast my mind back on when Ojukwu has decided to wait on the next generation, handing over the baton. Who would have been able to inspire Chief Raphael Wazirike? No wonder he's referred to as the father of the new nation. When we don't even know what Biafra is, when we can't even come out openly to contest, challenge Nigeria and her atrocities, he took the lead. I was still very young then, but I was very proud. I think that movement was part of the things that make me to begin to clinch to my Igbo identity without fail. Chief Raphael Wazirike, Biafrans, thank you. We are not yet there. But if against all odd people like you can stand, it's well. The chairperson, Biafra customary government, Alhaji Chief Asari Dokubo. You have made exploit in so many ways. You have hated injustice. You have lamented over it. You did your best even when everybody would have backed down. You may not have done the best for the people, but you did best. If it's not enough, you did your best. And that is why sometimes most of you sit back and watch us see how far we can be able to go to. Biafrans, thank you. Our sister Rita and Ebogo. And of course, I understand you lost your mother. In my place, they will tell you, you were blackmailed. When we don't even know the strategy of blackmail, you were blackmailed. I just cannot comprehend why you are still here. But yet you are here. Biafrans, thank you. Clifford Iruanya, Uche na Asiebu, Ike na Wano Nenyi. How many am I going to call? So many wonderful men who had initiative who understand what is supposed to be done, they understand fully well about the broker situation we face. All of you across America, Europe, you were all betrayed. But today, one way or the other, you said it is not going to end that way. Voice must be heard. And that is why every pro-Biafran group, from Minaj to Mozob to BIM to BNC to BNA, so numerous to mention, I beg your pardon. We acknowledge you tonight. Biafrans, thank you. Genuine men and women across the globe, under the umbrella of IPOB, because most Biafrans don't know we have more than 10 wings of IPOB, led by different honorable men and women. Most of you don't know. That is why I choose to be referring those of you who are in the bush as the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. We acknowledge all of you. And of course, those of you who are still members of the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, some of you are sincere. Biafrans, thank you. You thought you are doing the right thing. And for the sake of our people, you have made numerous sacrifices. It doesn't matter how some individuals to put mud in your face and make it look like as if you are an accomplice in this conspiracy against our people. No, we know those who are involved. We know those who are just passing by. Biafrans, thank you. We acknowledge your sacrifice. Those of you who are politicians, for the fear of unknown, for the sake of trying to protect that which matters most for you, what do? You back us. I mean, you ignore us. You just don't see us serious. We understand your challenges. And we know your sacrifice. Nnamdi Kanu was going to all of you from one backyard to another. And those of you who refused to give him money, he called saboteur. But none of you has come out to attack him openly. It's not as if you do not have the power. Ranging from Chibuike, Governor Rotimi Amechi to Governor Wike, and of course you go to David Umahi. He called him Dawuda Umaru. We go to Okezie Pazo, and of course the formidable Imo State Governor. Why did the name escape me? Uzodema. All of you, Ugwani, you did your best to curtail that guy. He refused. But at the end of the day, he said, "Oh, you are saboteur, you are saboteur." We know the reason you are perceiving. Understand the politics you play. It's supposed to be for the overall interest, for the benefit of our people. And this having been said, those of you who are saboteurs, acknowledge you. Ijeli, Ezawo, all these better saboteur like me, junior officers of saboteur, I want to specially acknowledge all of you. Orizi, Onuro no Orizi, acknowledge all of you. Original saboteur, not those who are bloggers. Not bloggers. You are doing Biafra, but you are a blogger. Do you know how many followers I have? That you don't know I control those areas. I don't make money on the expense of our people. I wish for a better country. We will go. We'll have to travel the length and the breadth of the universe to bring it there. As far as this breath is within us, there is no shadow of backing down. We go nowhere. Don't worry. You will follow us and share the testimony. And of course, as I continue to acknowledge wonderful Biafrans across the globe, there are sympathizers out there. You identify with us in our suffering. You understand the challenge we are going through as a people. You just have not seen the right privilege, opportunity to get involved. We thank you. It doesn't matter the nation you come from, the breed you come from. We thank you. Biafran people, thank you. Men and women of God, kings who know the right thing, and in their little way, from the inside, you are trying to influence a positive change because progressive-minded individual. I say I thank you. And for those of you who are spectators, somewhere along the line you think it doesn't concern you, we thank you. We thank you. Everybody's welcome. And of course, how can I proceed without acknowledging the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu? Of course, majority of them are coming from Kuwait. China Sanwo-Olu, the M. Mustafa of Biafra land, the bullseye of Nnamdi Kanu, he hired a warehouse in Kuwait. That is where they stay to rubbish all of you. Only few of them are in Biafra land or in Nigeria. And those of them in Biafra land and Nigeria, for some time now, they've not given them money for data. And so they are offline now. And so those of you still on my Facebook, one of them are calling me Mumu when I have not even started broadcasting. You are doing well, my brother. You are doing well. You get the point. You are doing well. Go and call others. Tell them to come. George Onyibe is online already. We acknowledge you. It is your stupidity that boosts my morale. Once I come out any day, nobody's insulting me, I can't broadcast. But the moment I see you, I begin to realize how useless and stupid Nnamdi Kanu is, who has brought to his own community. I begin to see how hopeless, criminal that Nnamdi Kanu is. And now you get the point now. But of course, before I proceed, let me acknowledge the Creator, the one who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow, the one who is our hope and our stay. He is our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. He is our guide in matter both great and small. He remains the primordial influence that drives us in everything we do. Who are we? What exactly have we been able to achieve except He is the one who has made it possible? And honestly, tonight, I made bold to make you understand that He is the lifting up of our head. What do I do? All glory must be to our God, for He is worthy of our praise. No man on earth should give glory to himself. All the glory must be to our God. Okwagi bweche to biesike o. Okwagi bwikanyi jagaga e. Okwagi kewaro similile o. Ime kwa mwanya ga konturu ime o. Okwagi yo Chinekem. Ibu oke miri na-ebu ogwe o. Okwagi yo Chineke ma Nebuchimo Nebuchime Ibuchime Nebuchim Ibuchi anya nyija huzo Agada gbajiri zonwoko bioma o Olilanya nke ndị Biafra o Anyị rere roku na anyị ragbaroku o Ogini ka ga-eji toro gị ye gị nna o Aga na kwisi ala na ye gị ekele Nebuchimo. He said. And of course, without wasting much of our time, we go to our topic this evening, which is simply titled Definition Analysis of Biafra Agitation. Definition Analysis of Biafra Agitation. When we say definition, we're trying to figure out the true meaning, trying to explain what it means when we are referred to as Biafra agitators. Let's try to analyze it this evening. One of the mystery of the universe is that the power of every living creature is embedded in the name they bear. The power of every living creature is tied to their name. And that is why when God created man in the Garden of Eden, having perfected his creation, he called Adam, supposedly the head of his creation, and said to him, "Give name to everything I have created." And the Bible says from that day, the animals behave, creatures behave according to the name that Adam gave to them. In my place, we say, "Kanu ejek wak befa." But many people do not understand. That is why when you give your children name, be very careful the name you give to them. Some of them may sound melodious, but they are hazardous in the real sense. You have a daughter, her name is Linda. and she's meowing everywhere like a snake, and you are complaining. You see a whole country like this, they call it nigger area, and everybody is niggerizing everywhere. You just can't figure out where the problem is coming from. You think the colonial masters, as they were referred to, you think they were stupid? The first thing they did is to change the name of your community, and after changing the name of your community, they change your name. You think it was just for familiarity? You think it was just about the policy of association and assimilation? They took over spiritual authority from you. And when we introduce ourselves, only few of us can come up and say their name without putting something they know nothing about the meaning. You cannot destroy anything except you first of all destroy their name. Of course, Nnamdi Kanu understand this too. That is why he went on to character assassinate everybody. Turn everybody calling them saboteur, saboteur, saboteur. Now we are changing the trend. I am saboteur George Onyibe. Hosetiana. If we do not analyze it, people don't understand. From the very first day of agitation, a lot of things has been going wrong. But you don't even consider the meaning of the name. When the issue of Biafra restoration is being discussed around the globe today, people have different perspective, views and opinion about it. I have heard people call them. They say they are secessionists. Some say they are agitators. And then some say they are separatists. Different name. But is it who we truly are? I want to believe that at this moment, it is very imperative for all of us to redefine the true definition of Biafra agitation, as majority have wrong view and definition of it already. I have made this mistake severally. And as I was praying this afternoon, and I say, oh Lord, we the Biafra agitators. And it shocked me. The Spirit of God led me. How can you call yourself Biafra agitators? I have been calling myself Biafra agitator for more than 15 years now. And so, why are you, God, asking me that I'm a Biafra agitator? And I went deeper to find out what Biafra agitator is. Agitator or agitation is otherwise troublemaker. And so invariably when we say we the Biafra agitators, you are telling the owner of English that we the Biafra troublemaker. We will get there later. You see? You now begin to get the point where people now begin to have different view and opinion about us. And in the end, I decide to sample all the names we have been called in the time past. And I tell you, those of you who are about to be delivered, those of you who have been delivered already, those of you who are members of Biafra Nation Alliance, those of you who are part of the Biafran de facto customary government, I appeal to you that after this broadcast tonight, don't let them call you all that name. All those names is bunkum and must be put aside. Let us continue so that you will be able to remain focused. Number one, some call us extremists. Listen to Nigerian news. The extremists. When they call us extremists, what do they mean? To you, you are a freedom fighter. None of these names suggest you are an extremist. That suggests that you are a freedom fighter. All of them blackmail you. All of them demean you. All of them tag you with evil influence. When you are called an extremist, because when they want to report our case, the Biafra extremist, the Eastern extremist. But this is the meaning. A person who holds extreme political or religious view, especially one who advocates illegal or violent or other extreme action, So anytime Nigerians refer to those of us who are exercising our right to self-determination, they use that word extremists for us. They are telling the world that we are advocating for illegality, something that is illegal. They are telling the world that we are advocating for violence. They are trying to tell the world that we are trying to create extreme actions that can lead to confusion. So are we actually here to advocate for illegal issues, to promote illegal agenda? Is that what we are here to do? Because the last time I checked, nothing illegal in my action. But here they call us that. But some of you just see the extremists, you just flip the pages of newspaper and you move ahead. And then those who do not understand what we represent from across the globe, who understand English or owns English, they say, okay, these are the illegal agenda producers. Bad people. No wonder they've not been listening to us all these years. No wonder most of us has not been properly considered, because you are extremists and you don't reject it. We are not extremists. I'm coming. Number 2, some call us Biafra agitators. Like I started by saying, what is the meaning of agitator? I'm not an Englishman, but at least English is the lingua franca we use in Nigeria. When they call you an agitator, it simply means that you are a person who urges others to protest or to rebel. In other words, you are a troublemaker. We are Biafra agitator. We are saying we are Biafra rebel. Now, maybe you begin to understand why Ojukwu and those generation, they sang Gowon and Nigeria. And of course to the British government and say, don't call me rebel. Nigerian soldiers, don't call me rebel. I'm a citizen, you are a foreigner. Don't call me rebel. Nigerian people, don't call us rebel. We are citizens, you are the foreigner. But how many of us have studied this before now? Those who go to school, those who claim they know it all, they say yes in Biafra agitation, which means yes in this Biafra troublemaker. Are we troublemaker, for God's sake? Now you begin to see why the head of some people are not normal any longer, because they are Biafra troublemakers. We must change this image. We must change this opinion. We must change this influence. We must reject all this name the enemy has given to us. But how can you stand up and reject them in its totality if you don't know the true meaning? Those of you who have called, when you introduce yourself to anybody, don't tell them you are a Biafra agitator, because you are telling them we are the Biafran rebels. We are the Biafran troublemaker. You are telling them, yes, we are the Biafran who urge other people to make problem. This is not who we are. That is not what we represent. And certainly majority of you will agree with me. That is not the reason we come out here. We didn't come out to make trouble. And so who the hell all this while has allowed us to be answering the name? And so when I talk to normal human being and say, ladies and gentlemen, I am George Onyibe, and I want to make you understand that I am a Biafran troublemaker, everybody will just adjust. And then they begin to tow their view and opinion about me based on what I just told them. That I'm a rebel. And anytime I try to defend myself, even with a valued point, they just say he's a rebel, don't mind him. Well, what else? He's a rebel, he's so fierce. So those of you fighting for emancipation, those of you fighting for restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra, do not allow anybody to address you, first of all, as extremist, second of all, as agitator. We look at the third thing they call us. Of course, the third thing they call us. They call us secessionists. The grammar sounds very melodious, but very hardagious, like I said. Secessionists. some secessionist group. Yoruba call me secessionist group. Hausa Fulani call me secessionist group. My brothers who don't understand what we are trying to do call us secessionist group. And we call ourselves and agree that we are secessionist group. What does it really mean to be a secessionist? Let us continue. Under the Nigerian constitution, no part of Nigeria has the power to form its own independent government. Under the Nigerian fraudulent Abdusalami Abubakar 1999 constitution decree as amended, no single part of Nigeria has the power, the authority to form its own government. Threat of secession can be a strategy for achieving more limited goals. A secession attempt might be violent or peaceful, but the goal is the creation of a new state or entity, independent from the group or territory it is seceding from. So each time they say the secessionist, first of all, they are telling you your actions are not backed by the law. They are telling you that what you are doing can lead to violence and any other trouble, and as such must be discouraged. It boils down to rebellion. So when they call us this name, they do not call us those names to make us look good, to make us look honorable, to make people see what we actually represent, but they call us this name to demean us. And so people don't consider us as serious. We are looking at some of the names they call us. So if they don't call you a secessionist, which is not backed by Nigerian constitution, they call us separatists. The separatist movement, Bim Mozob, the separatist movement, BIC, the separatist movement, IPOB, the separatists in a Timpu. But what is the meaning of being a separatist? A person who supports the separation of a particular group of people from a larger body on the basis of ethnicity or religion or gender. At least this one is fair. But when we begin to look at the implication behind ethnicity, religion, and gender, you see there are interior motives that has not been explained. You could be viewed as tribalistic individual, or rather you can be considered as a religious bigot. It's all insult. They never called us good name. But it is important tonight we know who we are and what we are doing. So you don't say we are the separatists, we are the agitators, we are the secessionists, we are the... No, you don't answer those names. We are not any of this. We are not any of this. If you consider the issue of secessionists, it's amazing. It first happened in Nigeria in 1953. There was a need to turn Lagos State to no man's land. The Nigerian government moved a motion to turn Lagos State to neutral ground. It does not belong to Yoruba, it does not belong to Hausa, it does not belong to Fulani, but it belongs to every Nigeria. Obafemi Awolowo made a move and said it cannot happen. The Yoruba nation will not be part of that Nigeria. And of course, when many countries, Britain among others, rose up against the Oduduwa nation, the Awolowo agenda, he could not stand it. And so Awolowo gave up on it. Awolowo gave up on it. Like I said, in 1953, Constitutional Conference held in London, it was declared that Lagos be ceded from the Western region and be made a natural federal territory. This did not go down well with the Westerner and its premier, Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Then the Yorubas threatened to secede. The British colonial government threatened to meet force with force on this issue and went ahead to make Lagos State a natural federal capital. And so some they call you secessionists. Tell them it was the Oduduwa nation who started it in Nigeria. Of course, the need why they refuse, Awolowo bluntly fought against it, could be genuine. But then the British colonial government said, we can't allow this to happen. Instead of this to happen, we will follow you bomber to bomber. And of course, Awolowo know he has nothing to defend himself. And so they allow it to be that. Of course, it remains on the pages of newspaper. You cannot go to Lagos and tell Yoruba Lagos is no man's land. Honestly, you will not like the reception. And so, if Awolowo in a time like that to make such decision, who the hell are you to condemn us if we choose to go by that name? Secessionist. In the same 1953, Antonio Nahoru, on the floor of the Senate, made a move for secession. And of course, it was turned down. And then in 1966, after Agun Yoronsi, the head of the Nigerian government, was killed, it led to the death of so many Igbo people from across Nigeria. And Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu could not tolerate this anymore. Because after the murder of Agun Yoronsi, the next high-ranking officer in the Nigerian military who will take over the government of the day is General Ogundikpe. General Ogundikpe didn't have the guns to pilot the nation, so he ran to London. And then Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu considered that it could not be because he's not the highest ranking officer. And if Gowon, for any reason, or any other junior officer is made to rule over Nigeria, and then the East will be forced to secede. And so, between 1967 and 1970, you know what happened there. And so what we are doing today is not new. They call it horrible name, so you cannot have a fair hearing anywhere around the globe. But those will change. Not until those ideas, those thoughts are reviewed, replaced. You may not be proud of who you are. And so the same people who will call you, hey, you are a secessionist, hey, you are an agitator, call you horrible name. They were the pioneer. But we are none of this. And we must make it clear. And then before we proceed, what is actually the cause of agitation? Or why do people agitate? This is a question you should ask yourself. And then what is the danger when agitation is wrongly managed? There are so many. But for the sake of this study this evening, so that I will not confuse any of you, the reason why people agitate, it is because they want fairness, they want equity, they are not in control of their life. A lot is wrong, but then trying to manage it is very important. Many countries in the world may not applaud to it because there are a lot of issues that must be considered. It must be governed by principle. And that is why when our misguided brother Nnamdi Kanu was shouting, I will kill you, I will shoot you, you are a rat in the cage, you are a monkey and you are a baboon, you are a chimpanzee, you are idiot, you don't have sense. These are some of the things the global community is afraid of. That is some of the reason they try to slow down secessionists, or whatever name they choose to call them, because a lot can go wrong. And some of which are, number one, a secession can become violent. People may choose to move force to force. This is one thing we cannot promise anybody, that it will eventually not happen. But then we that are the helm of affair are very patient, meticulously trying to make sure that they don't resort to violence. We've not gotten there. There are a lot of avenues that must be engaged. We've not done that yet. And so no hope is lost. Now, Nnamdi Kanu has not consulted his kingsmen. Nnamdi Kanu has not consulted other ethnic nationality that make up Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu has not seek the consent and called everybody. Let us do this together. But yes, he has started going for violence and coming with the hair. But it was picked up like a Greek fowl. How many people have died because of it? You think I have time for Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani? If we are able to coordinate ourselves, these people will not be here when you wake up in the morning. But we will get there. It's a promise. We can only get better. Number two, secessionists would worsen relationship and distrust between the secessionist group and the rest of the country. It creates room for distrust. You see it every day. Aside those of you who have strong ties or affiliation with other regions, as a Biafran, believe me, it creates mistrust. These are some of the reasons why not everybody come out to support it only. Because if you are not mature enough to manage it, they believe it's going to cause a serious damage. And nobody wants that. I'm coming, I'm not done. We have, it leads to wastage of finance, human and material resources. So many innocent life has been lost, especially that of innocent women and children. Secondly, a lot of money and other material resources has been spent in fighting war. If you know billions of naira Nnamdi Kanu is sitting on since 2012, it will shock you. He went to World Igbo Congress. You people give us money. Europeans don't have money. Those of you in America, give us money. We want to buy gun. Defense fund, give us money. He has been begging money, begging money. It was money he went to collect in Kenya. But why he does this? His sanction send our region into dark age. Where are those money? They were killing Nigerian police and army get gone. I didn't say it. It's on social media. Some of ESN and unknown government confession is there. So who are the embezzler? Very soon, Barrister Jofo, Chike Doziem, Tony Zulumike, Kanu Takano, Nnamdi Kanu fine boy, the one in the police, Nenayanya, Amarachi Begive. They will soon start fighting for the remaining one if Nnamdi Kanu don't come out on time. You will see the fight. It's unfortunate. And then it can create or open door for hardship. The slaughter of people from their homeland. And many people have been forced to leave their home due to insecurity with scanty property. Because of this agitation turned into violence, many of you don't have home again. You are running. Your leader Nnamdi Kanu told you, go to the bush. Those of you in Anambra, run inside the bush, inside this rainy season. You see why many people do not associate with secessionists. But if this is what we are doing, it's a different thing. This is not what we are doing. We are simply here exercising our right to self-determination. We will come to that later. Just trying to make you understand why it looks like many countries of the world are not coming out openly, because they know if we do not have the capacity, if we are not mature enough to manage this position, this issue, it could cause serious confusion, which will affect many greatly. And so it is important we make the global community to understand that we have what it takes to manage what we are asking for. Economic and social activity has been on a standstill due to insecurity of lives and property when there are issue of secession. Check since the operation of unknown gunmen and ESM in the southeast, investors has run away. But can't we agitate and then still have a normal life? There may be an increase in crime rate. Secession most of the time are violent. Weapons are used and may be adequately mobbed up, and many land in the wrong hand, and of course is used for the wrong purpose. They said when you are embarking on a journey of secessionists, there are insecurity, guns are everywhere, and this gun eventually ends in the wrong hand. That is why I tell people to give somebody gun. It's not the problem. Come and collect the gun. Politicians will buy gun and give to thugs and tell them to go and snatch ballot paper, and then after election, come and collect the gun now. And this same government will tell you they are fighting against insecurity. Now they won't understand that if you project yourself as a secessionist, as an agitator, you say you are a separatist, these are some of the characteristics, tendency that will manifest from it. I'm coming. And so we can go on and look at some of those disadvantages, why it is not encouraged. Why many people will move back and then they will not identify with you. In conclusion tonight, in the real sense, we should be referred to as people embarking on self-determination. Don't answer any of those above named. When they ask you, what are you people doing? Tell them we are embarking on self-determination, which in physiology could be defined as an important concept that refer to each person's ability to make choice and manage their own life. Let me try to rephrase it. In the real sense, we should be referred to as people who are embarking on a self-determination. A self-determination means, in physiology, is an important concept that refers to each person. It gives each person the ability to make a choice. It gives each person the ability to manage their life. This ability plays an important role in physical health and well-being. So self-determination allows people to feel that they have control over their choice and their life. This is exactly what we are doing. We want to be the author of our destiny. Self-determination was first of all God-given right. It is recognized by the African Charter of People Rights and whatever they call it. The United Nations acknowledge our right to self-determination. And of course, tomorrow, by the grace of God, we will look into self-determination. That is what we are doing here. In Nigerian state, we do not have the right to self-determination because the important concept that refer to each person's ability to make choice has been taken from us, directly or indirectly. We can only complain I do not understand why Boko Haram will travel all the way from Sokoto, Arugongo on truck loaded with innocent children who they have kidnapped to Abuja and hide them there. And there is no single checking point to stop them, to intercept them. And then you come to my region, the Biafra region, in less than every half kilometer, you have more than 20 checking points. This automatically is preventing me from being able to have absolute control of my life. And like I was saying, the right to self-determination allows you to choose how you live your life, not to the detriment or expense of other people. It's just about your well-being. Be the one controlling your life. You should manage your own life. I don't know if you have ever lived with somebody who is managing your life. It could be her. If I want to eat rice, I must eat the rice without anybody compelling me to eat amala. And if it's amala I want, I should be allowed to eat amala without anybody telling me I'm going to eat loi loi or akpu. If I want to live in a mud house and eat pig meat, you cannot kill me for killing pig in your region because your religion forbids it. Once our inalienable right is being encroached into, automatically there is need for people to rise up and fight for their rights to live as human. No Biafran is actually living like a human in Nigeria, because they decide when we have electricity or if we will not have. They decide whether we can go to our waterways and if we cannot. They even tell you that they have the right to allow their cow to kill, destroy your farm crop, whether you like it or not. They decide where you walk. If you like have first class upper in heaven and on earth, you will not have a job. They decide even who rule us. They took this right from us. We just want to be the author of our destiny. There are companies and industry we would have built in our land. The Nigerian policy makes sure it doesn't happen. And so we decide to embark on the journey of self-determination, to bring back our self-respect, our self-worth, not to make trouble. And now maybe most of you begin to understand what it means. Not until this, not until there is justice, not until there is fairness, not until there is transparency and a complete review of the structure that governs the Nigerian state, as it is obvious that we are the victim of one Nigeria. This movement must continue. But then we understand the need to be guided by principle. And so, fellow Biafrans, we are not Biafra agitators because we look for no man's trouble. Fellow Biafrans, we are not separatists because you cannot separate yourself from yourself. Honestly, we are not secessionists. It is far from the truth. We are people embarking on our right, on a journey to restore Biafra. We embark on a journey for complete emancipation of the people of Biafra. Embarking on a journey to self-determination. It is our right. When Martin Luther King, and the brains of his evangelism, trying to preach about equality, fairness, justice in his days, he simply said, I have a dream. Not a dream to be a troublemaker. He was never a troublemaker. He said, I have a dream not to separate America from America. He didn't say, I have a dream to turn America into a war zone. This were not what he represents. He simply said, I have a dream that one day in this America, that one day in this our beloved nation, you will no longer be considered by the color of your skin, but by the content of your character. I have a dream that one day every boy, every girl child in America will be equal. That dream is not yet realized, but it's still on the process. He's dead. That is right to self-determination. And today, may I borrow his word to tell you that I have a dream that one day the Yoruba Hausa Fulani will respect our right and desire to be on our own. And they will tap us on the shoulder. And so though we may go our separate ways, but yet we remain the same. I have a dream that on that very first day, the heavens will kiss the earth, because then shall you see true brotherlyhood. Then shall you see genuine love flowing among one another. And then shall you see the best part of each of us. For in the end, none of us were created monster. We may choose to become one. We are not agitators. I am not. I'm not a secessionist, a separatist. We are men who are embarking on a journey to self-determination. And of course, tomorrow we will continue on this same program. We will begin to review what self-determination is all about. And I want to believe all of us will be properly guided, because we go nowhere. Our lines are open and you are free to make your contribution. Help our brothers and sisters to understand what we are doing here, because most of them do not understand. That is why it was easy for Nnamdi Kanu to turn them to Alamajiri. It's unfortunate. You are a Biafran here in Biafra land. There is empowerment going on. I encourage you to contact me or any other principal officer of the Biafran nation, any other of the administrator. I encourage you to do that for your own sake and the next generation. And of course, those of you in Anambra State, from Oboru, Mpo, Tere, and Eastern Varon, you can get Biafra Human Right and Freedom radio station on FM 100.5 FM 100.5 FM. And I want to believe, hopefully before the end of this week, some of you within the Port Harcourt metropolis will be receiving Biafra Human Right and Freedom radio station on FM. We've embarked on a turning that there is no turning back. It is our right to self-determination, and we will push it till it is us in the end. You are interested to join this human capacity building, youth empowerment plan, I encourage you to send me a message on our WhatsApp. The WhatsApp is 070-815-45642. You are free to call in and make your contribution. The WhatsApp line once again is 070-815-45642. And then our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971. And of course, if you cannot get me through the studio line and you have access to any of my social media platform, WhatsApp or any other, you are free to call in and make your contribution. I will be back in a minute.
Mr. Pro, I'm doing it.
On the beat.
course, I am joined by Ada Biafra. Can you hear me, please? Call her on the line.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Good evening from here, and welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. I want to greet all Biafrans and lovers of freedom. We are Biafran self-determination. In fact, I love today's topic. I thank God for this revelation. You know that Chukwuka so much loved the Biafran people. He so much loved us. That's why whenever things want to go wrong, he will seek for a way to help us so that we will get it right. Okay. Assuming you did not pray that prayer, assuming you did not ask that question, now we will not have known that all these English words that they use for us, we are being agitated, we are agitated, we are. They never say that we are self-determination. We are the ones that are saying that what we are doing is self-determination. But these people never address us like that. Either secessionists or all these names that you mentioned that are not good. That's the only thing they refer to. But today we have learned this one. That what we are doing is self-determination. We want to govern ourselves. We want to know how to lead ourselves, to have our own things, to control our resources, to make our life better, so that we will stop running from one country of the world to another. This is what we are doing. And all these people rename us, give us all the names that are not good. We are here to restore Biafra through self-determination. And they are calling us secessionists. All the Nigerian newspapers, what they are carrying is secessionists. They never told us that any good name. Because we don't know. That's why they said we are bringing war. We are bringing war. Meanwhile, we are not bringing any war. We are here. We are not the group that are bringing war. Those that are bringing war are not fighting for Biafra. They are not fighting for Biafra through Biafra restoration through self-determination. They are just occultic people. They are not doing anything. It's good now that those that are giving us bad names, they will go and meet their bad people so that they will stop it themselves. I want to thank every one of you. I want to thank Mazitena for giving us this radio, for giving us this kind of circumstance, for us to learn. Not where they will carry propaganda and be telling us stories that they never read one day for inside book. Giving us history that they can't remember tomorrow. Telling us how we will die, we salute them. Before they die, they salute them. This is not what we are doing here. May Chukwuka bless every one of us. May Chukwuka bless Biafra, de facto customary government of Biafra. May Chukwuka bless everyone that are fighting for Biafra in truth and in justice. May Chukwuka bless all those people they called saboteurs and they are still standing till today. They are still fighting for Biafra. May Chukwuka bless all of you. And I ask all of you to forgive those that their eyes will still be open tomorrow, and those that will still repent today. Forgive all of us. We don't know. We don't know that You are saving our life, and we join to call you saboteur in time past. Please forgive us, and forgive even those that will repent tomorrow. Forgive every one of us. You are steadfast. Mommy Rita and Ogada Biafra. She has been steadfast since, and we don't know. We call her Sabo, we call her every bad name, Ashawo. We call our mothers bad names, and we are intending to grow old. Please forgive us. Do not count our sins. Do not count our sins. Forgive every Biafran that repented. Forgive all of us, because we don't know these things. Because if I myself, if I know, I'll be sad for me to call them that Sabo name and that Ashawo. Because I always look at myself, I say, I'm a woman now. Why should I call somebody Ashawo? Did I ever caught her in night runs? The thing always be hard for me. They will say, the guy is Sabo. I will say, Sabo. What is even Sabo says? Sabo is the people that sell Biafra. But we don't know. Because the lies, they're comported the way it's sweet. They would make it the way it looks so good. And they will tell us many stories. What you did that you did not do. Now we have seen the saboteur. The big Sabo is in DSS custody. Everywhere is silent. The only people that are still doing something is your occultic people that are looking for people to kill. The big Sabo, the big killer, the bloodsucker is in DSS custody. Drinking tea and coffee self. The people are looking after him. They did not allow him to suffer. And they are giving him food. They are looking, he is looking very well. And he's sleeping on the good bed. No bed bug on that foam. If he goes to a prison, a very dirty place, they're called prison, he would have been in a bad condition. But there he is. They are looking after him like a quote excellency as he is. That bad the Ekekero was called Kadema, bless you for keeping us. Very soon you will lead us again back to our roots. May Chukwu Kadema bless you and strengthen you more and more. And bless everyone. Thank you, Biafrans, for standing for Biafra restoration. Thank you.
Afoda kwa ibom mama de mama de yeah okangaji mama de mama de yeah abasi sasama de boro. Badi, sikidi, na ibono toke kima rebio, badi, sikidi, abagi kora wan badi, listen to bodo sikidi.
Yes, of course, we must continue. The people of Biafra, this is the time. We must come together and understand what is being damaged already. in the process of trying to manage ourselves under the umbrella of this one Nigeria. Don't let anybody deceive you. Do not allow anybody to deceive you. We are not agitators. We are not secessionists. We are not separatists. We are a group of men and women who are embarking on a journey to self-determination. And as we all know, it is our right to self-determination. It was first of all God-given before there was anything like United Nations. I must encourage you, the people of Biafra, from Akwa Ibom down to Delta, all the way to Cross River State, those Biafrans in Kogi State, those Biafrans in Benue State, those Biafrans in Edo State, Abia, Ebonyi, Enugu, Bayelsa, River State, those Biafrans in Anambra. I call upon you to stand up because this journey has already begun. My brother on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp.
Yeah, you do, but
although okay, you're welcome. Sabotage like or have you repented?
No, no, after our own now, they're not going to see that kind of a thing now.
You're welcome, my
yeah, we go nowhere. We go nowhere. Thank you very much, dear Onyibe, for the good work you're doing for our land, to enlighten our people to understand self-determination is not a crime. It's also allowed in a UN. It's also allowed in a system of AU. It never be a crime. But when you leave self-determination, turn it to another thing, it become a crime, like what we have seen. But before I will continue, I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending your time zone, and I still remain your servant, Odogele. Chidera Odogele from Akanite Missing Bend, you know, my Provost Biafra land. We go nowhere. I thank every lovers of freedom, people that are making sure that they do the right thing so that we can be able to have a place we can call our own, where we can be able to have a freedom of expression, because it's very important in life. We don't want to be in a place people will be a ranking. We don't want to be in a place where we cannot be able to speak when things go wrong. We wanted to be in a place when every opinion counts, whether whenever you're doing wrong, somebody can stand and condemn the atrocity. When you are doing good, we can also stand up and say that you are doing good. Not you are doing good, we say you are doing good, and other people will come and start threatening you for the good that you are doing, because they want everyone to become evil. We don't want to find ourselves in that kind of area. I thank the federal government for what they are doing. I thank Biafra Alliance. I thank every lovers of freedom. Let me leave it that way. Every lovers of freedom, because there's a lot of people that love freedom. They are not coming out there, but they want freedom of expression. If you love freedom, it's time for all of us to stand up, to go to the this self-determination, as you mentioned in it, because so many people don't understand the real meaning of self-determination. And in self-determination, you don't fly security outfit.
You
not don't go.
You don't do gra. The word is already
you don't do unknown government. When you do, you don't do gra. Yeah, you don't do graga. Yeah, you don't do graga. You don't do unknown government. You don't fly security outfit. When you are under self-determination, because the world is watching you, but you can defend yourself. That is why people don't understand. So many of them don't listen. When Diopa HMFO was saying it, when he was mentioning it, when he was analyzing it, things that you need to do when we are doing self-determination. They don't listen. They don't read. They want to do gra. They want to go and fly a security fleet where they cannot be able to regulate it. When all those things was happening, he asked them, who is the one that going to regulate all these things? But no answer for it. Now we see how he he killed a lot of people, innocent youth. He takes their life. But we go nowhere. We still doing what we are doing because we are under self-determination to restore Biafra. We are here to restore Biafra. We are doing our own right. It's our right to stand under to do self-determination. It's our right. It's our own. It's not a crime to humanity. It's not a crime to say I don't want to belong to here. I want to belong to here. It's not a crime. I don't want to answer this, or I want to answer this. It's not a crime. You say that I don't want to go to this church. I will go to this church. It's not a crime. You want to eat a goosey soup today. I will eat obolo tomorrow. But anybody that's standing against it in Nigeria say that self-determination is crime. You must go and remove their signature. You must go back to UN. You must go back to UN and remove their signature. But because of Nigeria, the way they play their own game, if you fly a security fleet, if you do unknown government, they know how to play the TD because Nigeria is a concussion. It's not a country that we can be able to be proud of. It's not a country that anybody can say that he loves that name. Because when you see things that are going on in that contraction called Nigeria, or in that Nigeria, you'll be shocked. Go and check. Check the road. Is it conducive for you? Check the electricity. Are you getting it? Check the people that are ruling. If you talk about people that are ruling, look at the Buhari. Is he supposed to be there? But you talk about things that are going on in Nigeria. It's a little bit than things that are going on in South Africa, but Zuma can be able to hand himself over to the prison. Can he be able to jail anybody in Nigeria as convict? Can you allow as convict to come and rule you again in this country? No. But he there in Nigeria. Look at what is that is the only thing that's going on in Nigeria. There's no law. There's no infrastructure. Only thing they are doing is to accommodate. Stealing. Snake can swallow. Monkey can swallow. Money that meant for road. If you say that you don't want to belong to where money, snake swallow money, you want to be your own, they will say that you committed a crime. That is not how life is supposed to be. We have a right to stand on our own, to do self-determination. It's our right under the Charter of UN. That is why we are here. If the Nigeria is good for everyone, we cannot be able to be in we cannot be able to say that we are going out from Nigeria. If Nigeria is good for everyone, we will not traveling all over the world to look for a green pasture. If there is a good road, quality education, health facility, name them, infrastructure, things will not, you will not see so many of our people in America doing the work they are doing. All this makes all of us to be, because Nigeria is not conducive for anyone. Only people that are enjoying it, the people that is in politics, the people that have think that they are on top of the game. That is why we want our own. That is why we want a place we can call our own, where we can question somebody when he's doing wrong. The same thing make us to come out. When you try to question Nnamdi Kanu, he become a threat. When you question him for anything, he said that now you are challenging him. He is the Okura Okasha. But he's the one that said that, we don't want to find ourselves in that situation. You see, if you touch this side, we touch this side to balance the situation. That is what we are doing. We want to be in a place, everybody have an answer to, a question to answer. We will keep doing what we are doing because self-determination is not a crime. Nigerian government, don't think that now people cannot be able to mention whatever they want to be. If the Niger Delta want to be on their own, they have a right to be the Niger Delta. If the Delta want to be a Biafra, we have a right to make them understand that we are going to be one. Because it's something that we must negotiate. We must talk to each other to understand. Anything you want to be a Ijo kingdom or whatever, it's their own right. If you want to be a Popo kingdom, it's your own right to be a Popo kingdom. Monaco in France, but they do their own things. Go and Google it and find out what I'm saying. They are doing their own thing. How many are there? I'm in Monaco. Go and Google it. Have you seen that when France say that they are going to suppress Monaco to not leave? We want to be our own. We want to stay on our own. We want to live as a people, as an indigenous, not to be in a cage. We don't want to be in a cage. We don't want to be in a cage. We don't want to hear that cage thing. The same way Nnamdi Kanu opened his gutter mouth and call people in UK cage in the rat in the cage. No. We don't want that kind of thing. Nigeria calling you cage, calling you, putting you in a cage. Your fellow brother is calling you a rat in the cage also. It's time for everybody to wake up and take what belongs to you. I thank everyone that are doing something good to make sure that we go back home. I thank the Okpa, Alaja Sale Dokubo. I thank the de facto government. I thank Wazirika. I thank everyone that loves freedom. The lovers of freedom. Whether you are out or you are hiding or you under your bed, but you love freedom. Keep doing what you are doing so that everybody must have freedom of expression. If you are bringing the constitution down, let all of us join hands and bring it. Let's have a referendum and see if you want to be in one union again. And see if we want to be in one union again. You can't force me. You can't slap me and tell me to not cry. You can't. Thank you very much, Job Onyibe. I still remain your humble servant.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me this evening. The good people of Biafra must understand that there is need for us to congregate around ourselves and begin to work towards total emancipation from the Nigerian state. We have to free our people. We have to go home.
The king.
Yes, of course, we are inching closer to the end of this program. But on this note, we must not forget the reason why we are here. We are not Biafra troublemakers. We are not Biafrans promoting violence. We are people who want the best for ourselves. We are people who simply want to be the author of our destiny. We want to go home, and that is the only thing we want. Don't let anybody deceive you. To be able to do that, become the author of our destiny, decide how our life will be. The issue of one Nigeria must be renegotiated. And of course, in all fronts. Yes, can you hear me, Agwanye? Call on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Hello.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night to all our dear friends and freedom lovers, depending on your time zone. Really, this your topic this night is really captivating, because I've come to realize that many people didn't even know what they are doing. And that's the major reason why, if there is any constructive argument somebody is making, or the indigenous or the insulting people of Nnamdi Kanu will jump into the person's program and start saying mumu, mumu, megide, nagide. That's all what they know what to do. Thank God that we have broadened our vision this night. But I will just digress a little bit. All what you say, I had it and it's right and it's real. But if you check it on the perspective on the side of Makanu, all the names they called, the Nigerian government are calling them, they didn't rhyme, because all what they are calling him is what he is doing. Because he is not doing self-determination, rather he is the separatist they are talking about. He is the one doing non-government and other what's not. Self-defense, his own self-defense is armed struggle, which is not what we came out from. He has deviated in all what we agreed on. So all the names they called him, he has confirmed it and he is answering it. Is it propaganda? Is it photoshopping? One thing I later came to find out is that whatever that man calls anybody, mind you, is what he is doing. All the atrocities, all the evil, whatever thing he calls somebody, look at him very well. That is what he himself is doing. If the Biafra we are looking out for will come under Mazen and count me out, I will not be in that Biafra. Will I be in the Biafra that somebody's private party will be cut off along the line, you will be allowed to bleed to death, then your head will be beheaded and nobody will talk. If you talk, they will send on people to come and kill you. So all the names they called them, he has confirmed it. He is answering it. Thank God that there are the real Biafrans that have come out to follow the right route. There's one thing I read on social media and so much love that thing. There's this guy, he called himself Wounded One or the Wounded Lion. He said something. He was analyzing on what Reno Mokri wrote, and that guy said a lot of things. I don't know whether Perima will listen to that video. He said many things, and the people were commenting, and actually he's trying to correct himself by calling Igbos. Somebody corrected him that he should only be talking about Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB, that who is he to speak for Igbos. And now it boils down to Biafra in general. Because he is not speaking for Biafra, he is speaking for his family and his pocket and his belly. And that's the major reason why he was the accountant, he was the director, he was the supremo, he was the God that decide who lives and who dies. Now those that can tweet are busy tweeting extraditory rendition is a crime. Extraditory rendition is a crime. But behaving 10 young ladies and cutting a man's manhood is not a crime, Abi? Good. Crime, we see crime now. There's one write-up I see so. Somebody responded to that person that is tweeting all those things, asking them, so you are now calling on Britain government, they should become their citizen or their son. That being their son, that thing gave that person the authority or the audacity to go and start doing act of terrorism? The answer is no. So even if you come from heaven and you deviated from heaven's principle, you are your own. So I really thank God for the men and the calibers like you and those over there that are giving us this child of second step. I wonder where we would have been now if there is nobody like the gentle lion Wokizuku Mazi Chemefo, as I normally call him. I was in the spirit, I didn't even know that he is the truthful one, because as time progressed, I started having that revelation that something is going wrong somewhere, and I thank God today that my conscience has been vindicated. So keep on teaching us what you are teaching us. We are into the due process, following the self-determination process as it is enshrined in the United Nations Charter, and nobody is going to deviate from it. We are not into armed struggle. We are not fighting war, and we are not ready to fight war. Before we get to the length of fighting war, the good God we are serving would have done it in the fact that all of us are going to do this thing amicably, and we will still be good neighbors. Because they will not say we are succeeding. When we are even here before they themselves came, the land belongs to us. It's the land of our ancestors. Nobody created them there apart from God. They did not just migrate from any other place and come to that place. They were placed there by God himself. So if Lugard will come and bring people together to call them one, and that's why they keep on saying one, like as our lady yesterday said, that put man as their subscript before they will call their names. It's only them. But I pray and I know as time progresses, they themselves will understand the danger of what they are doing to themselves. Because if Nigerian government had allowed this to reign and we do things the right way it's supposed to be, then we find out that we are going to have the best nation, because there we have many nations inside the nation and things will be moving up, moving well. We will be very good neighbors. Whatever they lack, we give them. Whatever we lack and they have, they will give us. All of us will be living normal and life goes on. But all this kitty is because paradigm shift now into the hand of the occultic kingdom that want to use the blood of everybody to maintain his temple. But as days goes by, I keep on getting more revelations and more inspiration concerning whom that man is. I will not call him young again. He is good enough to know himself. All the atrocities he committed both in his fatherland and on the body of the whole Biafrans generally. He will never go free from it unless he will come publicly to confess all the evil, all the things he has committed against humanity. Because as he is dead, if he fails to confess and tell all those people he has committed all those evil sins against, he will never go free. Even if the Nigerian government leaves him, the land will march land Biafra land will not live so. Because the land, he has desecrated the land, he has committed all imaginable atrocities and abominations that Igbo land despises. And he is behaving as if nothing happens. And all his cohorts, all those people that are supporting him, all of them will receive the measure of the cup in one way or the other. Because he knows the evil he has committed. He knows it. And all those evils he committed is always accusing another person of it. Let him not think that people did not know. There is nothing hidden under this sun. There are many people that God reveals or made revelations to. They will see some hidden things. Let him not think that all the evils he committed, the people are not seeing it. People have seen it, and they are just keeping him quiet. And he is using his hand to get himself exposed. And he will expose himself to the elastic limit. So, my dear, God is using you, and He will continue to be using you, no matter what. Keep on teaching us. Keep on broadening our vision. You are the one that made us to go far. All his ranting on radio, right time, the thing that motivated me is when I started hearing the strong messages. Because when men speak, those that understand the language of heaven will do. It's not because of his ranting that we have gone so far. And he himself knows it. That's why he wanted to eliminate you by all means. But God in heaven will not allow him to do so. And all his cohorts. So I really thank you this evening. And I know you will continue to be opening our eyes the more when the final truth will be exposed. He has no hiding place. His sins must find him out. There's no place he is going to hide. So I thank Daddy in the Lord. I also thank Dr. Kadu. I thank our Biafra de facto customary government chairman, Asari Dakubo, our Biafra father, the founder of Chief Rafu was wicked. All those men or substances that God has been using to do the wonderful work. They started it before only for them to project a experiment without knowing that he has evil agenda for all of us. I thank God that I've made you people to do U-turn and brought us to where we are today to know the truth. I say may God continue to protect all of us so that our will be done in no distance time. Nigerian government, I pray, let them say we come back to know the reason why we are here. We are not here to fight with them. We are here to dialogue, following the due process according to what is in their own constitution, and they are part of the UN Charter. They know what the UN said pertaining to that. We are not feeding. We are not separatists. We are not agitators. We are not agitating anything. Rather, we are trying to dialogue things with them to make things work according to the rule of law. And so shall it be as God will perfect it to his own glory. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Agumwanye. Well said there. And so, like I said, we are inching closer to the end of this program. I want to believe that our people know the truth already. We are not agitators. I am not. I am, or we are, a group from a particular region whose right to live as a human has been taken from them, which both their constitutional right and God-given right is being trampled upon. Where people who do not understand our culture or our tradition dictates how our life will run. And so we want to take back our rights, our right to live like a human, our life to decide where we sleep as far as it belongs to us, our right to self-determination. We are a people on the road to self-determination. Find out what we've been calling ourselves for all this while. It will shock you. Call on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Onyibe.
My brother.
Thank you very much, my
Good evening from me.
my lovely brother. Yeah, may God bless you so much. I can't thank you enough. Your gospel is just like undiluted word of God. When Okwuchukwu na-akọrọ mmiri, that's what is meant. The gospel is, truth, obviously truth, and if you have anything against it, it's just maybe your emotion is the one that's deceiving you. If you're very, very emotional about the truth, then you have problem when Onyibe is talking. I want to thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. The truth is very, very obvious. And whatever you are saying, you have it all. But we're calling in, just to show, solidarity and support. Because, you cannot, no matter what, you have to, no matter how the tool is, let your voice count. Let your voice count. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people, if, all these IPOB people, if you ask them today, a lot of them have a lot to say from their experience, but they are just scared. How long are you going to be scared? How long are you going to be hiding from the truth? How long are you going to be emotional from fact and figures? You understand? So we just need to do the needful. Be honest to ourselves. And then all this black, everybody saboteur. Nobody is saboteur. The only saboteur is your leader, Nnamdi Kanu. And saboteur can only breed a saboteur. So saboteur has now given birth to a saboteur. Take me to anywhere. What Nnamdi Kanu is facing today is not because of Onyibe. It's not because of Uchemefo. It's not because of Obi Obienu. It's not because of Okado. It's not because of other Biafrans that threw their and support behind him. It's because of the same people that he's working with. He have undermined them. He have made them look stupid. He have betrayed them because of the love of money. The same people have orchestrated what he's going through. I'm telling you the truth. This is exactly what is happening. Nobody, all this now, they're taking it now to my own brother, Ifeanyi Ubah. What has Ifeanyi Ubah done if not to help the Biafrans, to help the Igbos? This charitable job is uncountable. You can never deny what Ifeanyi Ubah has done for our people. Then you now trying to blackmail him. Who is doing this job? Don't you know that whoever that tell you that Ifeanyi Ubah is enemy of Biafra, that person is the main enemy? What has Ifeanyi Ubah done wrong? So that's how you understand that this is just about selfish interests. It's just about sad people. And that's why they're doing this now, just to blackmail this man, because Anambra election is coming up and they just want to paint him evil. It's very, very sad. So is this how we can come together as one to fight for the just cause? Because the way things went, I don't think Nigeria is no more our enemy. Our enemy now is Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB. Because I like to always say that fight our enemy as Nigeria. But Nigeria is, I don't think, they are better than what I've saw in IPOB. And it's very sad. Let's be honest. Let's put the emotion aside. You understand? We are one. We are brothers. No matter what. Onyibe, that's why I respect you, because I can tell you now this is what you said I don't like. You will just give me the reason why. And I will give you my reason. Then, we call it there. We are not fighting. What are we fighting for? Because at the end of the day, we are brothers. Anybody that I know that, if anything happened to them, I will, it's going to affect me. Why would I fight them? The kind of the way he is, I'm not happy about it. Let me be honest. But at the same time, it's a wake-up time for him as well. To know that, what, money is not everything. Don't ever bite the finger that fed you. This life, it turns in circles, So this life, people that supported you, people that believed in you, people that, even give you time of the day. At the end of the day, like in abroad, like anybody will tell you that, every 1 hour, like I'm talking to you now. If I'm supposed to be at work, I'm losing my paycheck. So anybody that volunteer their time, their effort, their energy, even all this rally, you saying you're doing rally, people travel all the way, buy their own tickets. It's not like you're supporting them. They do everything they can because of this. Reason for all this is just cause that we want freedom. And one person will now decide who live and who die. Decide he can play God. Threaten everybody, have the guts to call its full soldiers saboteurs. Have the guts to tell all the tell people that have this OG that we are nothing. We are useless. This OG that he regret coming from this OG, that we don't have sense. If all this is coming from your mind, from your heart, from your soul, what are you still fighting for? If you have already reduced us to nothing, if you have already made us understand that we don't want fighting for, why are you still fighting for us? Does that not explain to you that this is just for a selfish interest? In fact, the truth is just there in the table, but people are just beating around the bush. Everybody knows the truth. What Nnamdi Kanu is facing today is not anybody, no saboteur. It's not about anybody. It's the same people he eat and die with, the same people he think he is with them. They are the one that, because they have had enough of him. When one person, you know what? When you went to market, you had a fight. You went to Nkwo market, you had a fight. You went to a market, you had a fight. You went to Afro market, you had a fight. It's time to start questioning you. Because at the end of the day, you met different people and you had a fight with them. That means the market is not the issue. You are the actual issue. You are the actual problem. You can't just go to market different days and you fight if people challenge you. That means you are the problem. So you can always dictate that this person is this, that person is that, and you are the saint. Time will come that when those people you are fighting will come together and ask themselves, why is this person as fighting us? What is our offense? And that's your doom. That is your doom. So the truth is, we have a lot of white people, and what's happening to this man is all these people clapping for him because they have all his records. I won't be surprised they are already sending it to, the Nigerian government to use against him. It's not you or Uchemefo or Obido Bienu or Kado or whoever it is. No, you people are nice people. Because Uchemefo know what he's. I can only imagine about you. I can only somebody that whenever you want to advise him, then you are a saboteur. Don't you think that everybody around him is a saboteur? You went to United Kingdom where you registered your radio, where you know that this is the motherland of Radio Biafra. You tell those people they are rats in the cage. You tell them they are useless. All of them should be sacked. You sacked. Resign. How much are you paying these people? My brother, you know what? These people was people that should have checked him into mental home to get him examined and look after him, but he sacked them. So they all, they felt, what? Do it. We'll give you, the stage is yours. Run your madness, and you see where the madness took him to. And I'm telling you now, wherever he went to, is out of still that greedy of money. If he's not that greedy of money, it's about women. Because this man is somebody that loves women more than he loves the struggle. That is the truth. So the struggle has been, reduced to nothing. Because a jailer that has always been threatening the whole country, saying all sort of manner of rubbish that can be cast like a rat in the cage. Then that reminds me why he was referring to Britain people as rats in the cage, because that's what he was. That's what he is. And nobody knows about it. They are saying now he's been there for 8 years, not been tortured, all those sort of rubbish. But where is that Chike Doziem? Where is all his, security men? Where is all this bragging like Israel, all those people he said he have? Where are they now? Don't ever forget, you will always be judged by your utterances. Don't forget that. So this journey is a very, very long journey, and I pray to him, I pray to God that he will survive it. But the truth remains, nobody have his time. Shamefully, it's during Buhari regime, because if he was Jonathan, he can lobby and the time is gone. Buhari he don't suffer fools. And those people, those UN you're talking about, did you ask yourself, this guy, what is his name? Solomon Ebo came to the same radio. He confessed that his effort was, reduced to nothing. You made him a fortress because of your utterances. Solomon Ebo said a lot of things in this radio. Apart from this radio, a lot of things he said in private to a lot of us that know what he said. But this is no time to be, trying to prove right or wrong. Everybody knows the truth. So probably you find your way to bribe Solomon Ebo to shut him up, because he knows his mouth is like a pallet. He's ready to expose you at any time of the day. But don't you still understand that Mazimefo, somebody like Obido Obiano, somebody like it's my brother I'm talking to now. Onyibe. They don't want to expose you. All they want is just, to do the needful. Because if there was in the same, path with that Solomon Ebu, there would have been a lot of disaster going on. A lot of things has happened in the name of Biafra, in the name of ESN, in the name of UGN. But you still, the truth remains that, what? This is not about Nnamdi Kanu anymore. Everybody needs to understand this. Nnamdi Kanu is done. His time is gone. His plan, thank God, I cannot say he didn't achieve it because a lot of people have died already. So that, and you know what? It's like when somebody that, when you cannot fit in the boat, you just want to make sure that that boat didn't move anywhere. That's what this guy was doing recently. Because he knows that he never done anything for our people. It was all about money and emotional background. You would imagine how many years it took this man to blackmail Wazirike, and everybody was clapping for him. Everybody was supporting him. If this guy used those years to even tell us that, we need to maybe start planting like onion, we need to start doing something or empower our women. Whenever he being questioned about empowerment, he said because there is going to be war. So you don't need empowerment. It's after war we do everything. Do you think, look at how long ago have they fight war? Look at that place. Nothing is to write home about. So you may be from this, but you don't see those is the difficult part of it. If you want to destroy now, it won't take you 24 seconds, but to repress, it might take you forever. So this is the game this man was playing, and nobody realized it. This is the excuse he was given to keep hold of those funds in his possession and lying to people. Because if this man already wanted good for our people, I questioned, have told you this Onyibe many times in this radio. I ask you, this guy is telling us our mothers are going to the bush, full animal and are raping them. Why can't you start a employment scheme? 50,000 each, all those women that are farmers. Let them start a little kiosk, or go to the market, have a little table, just little something to run away from. No, even after not a single borehole this man has erected for his community. Somebody that is giving you Biafra is somebody that is not even trustworthy to win a mouth speak of his own elders. Somebody that he cannot win as a spokesman, and he's the one giving you, he's fighting his own community, taking everything they have, and this is the person that want to give you Biafra. Are you not insane? Your charity begins from home. What have you done for your people? A lot of people in his own community, their kids are not going to school. All this money, have you even used one of those lands you've took from your community to even elect free school for your community? They will respect you. That's the principle of leadership. So all this RPOP leadership, whatever man the can has orchestrated, is a true definition of Nigerian government, Nigerian governors. Is no different from them, because all this money cannot be in the one bank account, and our people are dying and suffering and smiling at the same time. if you really wish them the best, you would have at least, if local government, not every Biafra land, in just your state, Abia State, each local government elect a borehole, clean water. At least they know what, this is our brother. That land they cannot, this is what he's done for us. We encourage them to do more. Nothing to lie to him about. Nothing. Nobody even the same place you come from, they believe that this Biafra agitation is the worst thing that's ever happened to their community. And the people on Facebook, a lot of all these lost souls think that they will hide under Nandekano to destroy our Biafra land because they already know that they don't want to come back. It's very, very sad. And I want to prophesy to you now, the issue on the ground now, I don't know, but what I can tell you, the fight is not even about Nigeria now and Nandekano. The fight now is about IPOB and Neneanya. Because those money there, those lawyers, likes of that Ifani, the like of that barrister, whatever it is from the barrister, what is happening now? It's an opportunity for him to use this man to make money. Ejiofor, Ifani Ejiofor. It's cash out time and he don't care about anybody. He want to make money. But it's going to be a war between him and the Chike Doziem and other ones. All those people that are catching out. And even Nanya, because she need that more than all those people, you know. She need that money. So all this, whatever is going on now, is about the money. It's not about Nnamdi Kanu. Mark my word, and it's going to happen. That's what I want to make you understand. And when this starts happening, this is the avenue for these people to understand that they have been fighting for Nnamdi Kanu. They have not been fighting for freedom. That's what I want them to understand. And I want to thank God for my brother, Uchemefo, because, you know, he hesitated at the right time. Left the boat when he left the sinking ship he did the needful, because if he was still there now, you know, the stress would have been so much on him, all the pressure. But you know, the man have nobody now. It's obvious, nobody like you. If he was with him now, you would be 24 hours job on the line. Nobody. Nobody, everybody now, you know. It's not like all of you are happy, but you know, when you you need to leave that person to work. You understand? So take your work, carry on, do your whatever you want to do. So that is the issue. What I want my people to understand, you know, is this life, you know, money not be anything. So far say you get hand, you get leg, no matter what you want to be in life, you can achieve it. Just be focused. But if you think like your fellow human being will be your problem, because you don't want to, that you cannot get where you're going to because of your fellow human being, then you already start failing. Because that your fellow human being, you have seen him as a, you know, it's a barrier on your way. And that's what happened to Nnamdi Kanu. All those people that have the same faith with him, all those people that joined their faith with him, he saw them as a barrier, as a challenge on his way. But it wasn't. You should have saw them as a ladder to climb. That's what happened. So, well, thank you very much. That's the little I can say today. God bless you, my brother.
Thank you very much, and I truly appreciate your contribution this evening. We have made it clear to you, we are not Biafran troublemakers, we are not secessionists, we are not separatists, we are nothing they call us but the people who are embarking on a journey for complete emancipation of the people of Biafra. We are fighting to protect, we are fighting to restore, we are trying to make the world understand and see reason why our right to self-determination must be respected. And I want to believe you understand. And then the journey has to start from somewhere. With this understanding, most of you should be able to know what is applicable and what is not. What we are supposed to do, and then what we are not supposed to do. Do not be discouraged. Do not be dismayed. A lot has gone wrong already, but we are still on course. This ship called Biafra, we must send it home successfully. And that is just the truth and nothing anybody can do about it. Good night from here and God be with you. We'll continue from where we stop by the special grace of God tomorrow. Look for Biafra Nation Alliance family closer to you and make sure you identify with them. They will guide you on what to do and how to go about it. God bless you and good night from here.
Oh, nada. Land of the right and side. John Lavine, my originality. Land of the right and side. Biafra, land of the right and side. Biafra, my home, my fatherland. Biafra, land of the rising sun. Biafra, my home, my fatherland. We are children of the Most High, called by the name of God, the Creator. Wise men from the east, south, and the middle. Great Biafran people. We're taking it to idol worship and we lost the face of our God. And as we wallowed in idol worship, the British entered in, trading on the Niger, exploiting Jah people, trading by barter. You give me palm oil and them soap, so them enter there. I brought in civilization, brought in Jah religion, and told us about America, and we embraced them. I never knew them got ulterior motive. With religion splitted us amongst our brethren, with denomination teared us apart. Building churches, schools and hospitals. We love and we are to pay this much to be your place forever. Oh, nah. So we fought so hard against them systems, fighting against them schism. We fought so hard against the system, fighting against them schism. But our lives have gone poor. At the very spot we
want an independent Biafra. Oh, they're fighting for their freedom. So we owe everything to Chukwu Kikadiama who asked us to come. Not by our own might, nor power, nor will, but by the grace of the Most High.
Back in 1914, amalgamation, colonial masters, criminal masters.